Oh my God, this is so interesting, my gorgeous Virgo. This is so interesting, and you know why? Is because just out of the blue, there is something that it's actually going to take place, something is going to happen at the beginning of this week. And why am I getting so excited? Is because you are gonna be so excited when I tell you about this. So at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, you are gonna be looking at some kind of situation. You're going to be looking at a few different people, whether this is going to be like a physically, maybe you're going to be outside somewhere, or whether this is going to be online, whether you're going to be reading about someone and then looking at a certain picture and making a connection like that. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is that at the beginning of this week, you are going to be looking at a few different people. This is important, and these few different people that you're going to be looking at, something is going to happen. Something is going to happen there, and it's going to get your attention on a much different angle. It's going to take your attention on a completely different angle because you are suddenly going to feel something so deep within, some kind of a really powerful connection, because what is going to happen, you're going to become aware of something that these people did, and this is going one particular person within this group, and this is going to inspire you, and you're going to feel inspiration like never before. This in itself, it's an absolutely gorgeous moment of your life. This is not happening by some kind of accident. This is pretty much so to do with such an integral part of your spiritual journey. You're gonna feel the warmth within you haven't felt in absolute ages, which means that this is part of your journey. What you're gonna find out and what you're gonna become aware of, the reason why this is gonna elevate you immediately is because this is gonna touch you to the very, very sacred places. And these sacred places that you're going to be touched, it's like impossible for you to forget about that feeling. Why? Because this is to do with your spiritual journey. It's to do with your karma. It's to do with your destiny. It's to do with your spiritual purpose. It's to do with your soul purpose. This is why this is going to be absolutely mind-blowing a stage of your life. At that very moment in time, you will not understand this, you will not realize this, but you are entering a brand new door, a brand new portal, which is literally going to, first of all, provide you with an amazing shortcut towards where you want to get in life. And then on another hand, it's literally going to start changing your life forever. There is so much strength and courage that you're going to get through this just by looking at these people, just by realizing this, by just you being aware of this. But also, it's all gonna boil down. So it's not only an inspiration, it's not only something that you realize, it's not only something that you're gonna feel such a powerful and rather mind-blowing, a strong connection to, but at the same time, this is going to help you to have to get a different perspective, okay, in your life. And the different perspective, it's also at the same time gonna kind of make you aware of what do you need to let go of at this stage of your life, and what do you need to kind of pay attention to right now. So it's all about you getting a different perspective. This different perspective is pretty much so about making an adjustment and readjustment in your life. It's gonna boil down towards you not only kind of getting a different perspective, what needs to go and what you want to do, but at the same time, this is going to boil down and lead towards a rather willing sacrifice. So you will know that there is something that you are going to need to sacrifice, but that doesn't really matter because this is going to be voluntary sacrifice. And it's also to do with a part of your life that was doing nothing but draining your energy, and it was screaming for you to notice this part of your life and to literally move on. So now, my gorgeous Virgolini, sorry. It's not only about that, you see, it's like within the next couple of days, something really miraculous it's actually going to happen. I can't even stress how important this week is going to be. And let me tell you that from the beginning of this week, sorry, until the end of this week, you know, the vibration and energy is going to feel like a bit of a twilight zone-ish, but in the best possible way. It's going to seem like a very dark and unusual outside throughout the week, but you're going to like this. You're going to enjoy this because there is something else that you're going to be able to get out of it. You will enjoy this weirdness, but this is only going to be your indication that this is actually a really powerful energy that we are talking about, which is also going to be keep on bringing you very, very interesting signs throughout the week that you should most certainly pay attention to, especially if these signs come to you from the nature or within the nature or by the nature. You know, you look at towards the tree, and then suddenly you see some kind of a shape, like a shape of a dog, for example, within the tree. Do you know what I mean? Within the branches. Oh my God, this shape reminds me of a dog. And that means that someone very loyal in your life, it's about to come forward and make a reconnection with you, for example. Do you know what I mean? And then you look at the sky, and then you see the fish, you know, in like a clouds, for example. And then you know, oh, money is coming. This is to do with the finances. Some kind of nice amount of money is coming. What was I thinking about? Oh yeah, I was thinking about starting that project. Yeah, baby, that's my sign. You see what I mean? This is so important to not only like when you become aware of these signs, my gorgeous Virgolini, throughout this week, but it's almost like it's just basically it's about you making sure that you're reading them correctly, not just, oh yeah, that looks like a fish. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of learn the symbolism if you're not too sure about what something would mean, as in totem wise and things like that, but also at the same time important to kind of like really pay attention to what was on your mind at that time. And this is your sign, an indication to pay attention to, incorporate into your mind, and you know, take it from there. Very important indeed. Sorry. And did I say, sorry, that this reading is in between the 12th and the 18th of December 2022? I absolutely have no idea did I say this or not, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be written on top of the video anyway. So basically you see this. So you are, you know, just a couple of days later, within 2 or 3 days later, you know, you are, this is not just finishing here, my gorgeous Virgolinis, this is mental. So you're going to be able to get a different perspective, different picture, and then couple of days after that moment in time, you are going to have a vision. You are going to have this vision. Okay, and this vision, it's going to come to you the very first thing in the morning. And I know that this sounds crazy, this sounds like, oh my God, the very first thing in the morning, but I spoke to you about it so many times, like that when we sleep every night, we have an astral projection, we travel. Like we do all sorts of things, but we don't necessarily remember. And as well, every single night we dream as well. So, but we don't necessarily remember because our subconscious mind take over, and it's like, oh my God, we are the wisest, like literally the wisest, because we find a really beneficial all these different dimensions that we are kind of traveling through, and we in turn this into our own wiseness. So it's nothing unusual when we wake up in the morning and then we have a very odd things on our mind. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, and I want to do that. And it's worth to pay attention to, because there is something also, before I go here on this, there is something that is going to be on your mind as well, my gorgeous Virgolini, like that. Nothing to do with this, what I wanted to say, but at around the midweek, something is going to be on your mind when you wake up in the morning, something that you wanted to do for an absolute ages, something that you wanted to do, something that you wanted to do in your life, something that you wanted to start, something that you wanted to learn, something that you wanted to begin, something that you are just like kind of cannot believe that you didn't do this at this stage of your life just yet, but you always wanted to. It means to you so much. So you're gonna be your kick up your bummy bum It's around the midweek when you wake up. I'm getting all confusing now, isn't it? So I'm on the midweek now, but I didn't even finish the first part of this week. Like, oh my God, you're losing it. You've never had it. You know, the midweek is literally going to be like this situation. Sorry, I just need to tell you briefly. The midweek, so you're literally going to wake up in the morning, my gorgeous Virgolini, and this is that indication. Something is going to be on your mind. You're going to feel like, I'm going to do that right now. And you're going to have somebody else on your mind at that moment in time, and you're going to say this to somebody else who's so close to you, somebody who you love and somebody who loves you, somebody who really understands you, and you're not going to be able to wait to tell them, do you know what, I'm going to do this finally, I'm going to do this finally. But it's to do with like learning something and starting something, you know. And that other person that you say this to is going to be like, are you crazy? What are you talking about? Where is this coming from? You say, this is what I mean, my gorgeous Virgolini. It's something that you should go for. And this is what I needed to tell you briefly and quickly, that this is going to take place midweek. I'm sorry because I'm being so confusing. I'm back to the first part of week now. I'm really sorry. I'm like, oh my God, you can imagine spend the night, not night with me, sorry. Oops. You can imagine spend some time with me, like about an hour. It's like, oh my God, what is he talking about? No, I'm not always like this. No, but anyway, so going back to not spending a night. No, don't get me wrong, yeah? So, but going back to the first part of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's like basically, so I'm sorry, I have to like just kind of like rewind just a little bit. So it's like you're going to get a different perspective, and this in itself is going to make you aware of a voluntary sacrifice that you're going to need to make. And I say 2 or 3 days later, I started to talk about like you waking up in the morning, and this is nothing to do with what I just said now at around the midweek. This is completely separate. So they're going to be 2 situations when you wake up in the morning, and you're going to have like a complete book right open in front of you on the page where you need to kind of pay attention to, as it is to do pretty much so with the destination that you need to kind of really get to. So this is what's going to happen at around at the beginning of the first week, like 2 days after you become aware of what voluntary sacrifice do you need to make. But you're going to be so happy about it after you become aware of what do you need to let go of, and what do you need to kind of like really investigate and pay attention to at this stage in your life. You're slowly but surely already going to start kind of preparing yourself and be ready for like a really nice and interesting little adventure in your life. And this is like optimism. It's gonna be growing, baby. This is something you need to pay attention to. But at the same time, 2 or 3 days later, you are gonna wake up in the morning and you are gonna have such a vision. This is a proper vision that you're gonna have. There are gonna be a few different things like pam 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 pam. It's like, oh my God, where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? You know, and you know, it's like it's about a vision, that how you want your life to be. What do you want to do? What is missing in your life? What is making you feel unhappy? Why you're not doing anything about it? But it's more about, you know, so many things are going to be on your mind, but it's more about the actual vision, and you're going to be able to mix this all together, and it's going to become like bombastic stage of your life in the best possible way. So this vision that you're going to have, it's not only going to like kind of like make you feel so passionate about your life. It's about important ideas that you're going to become aware of, but also the part of these ideas, when you have this vision, you know what I find really amazing here is that vision, it's also are going to include and involve other people in your life, the people who mean to you so much, the best people ever. Do you know what I mean? The people who mean to you so much, the other people that are going to be part of this vision. You know, this is going to make you feel so good and so happy, because on one hand you will know that these people in your life who are so close to you and dear to you are going to be benefit from this like there is no tomorrow, my gorgeous Virgolini. This is what this means, that the other people are going to be the part of that vision. But also on another hand, what it also means that particular vision, you know what? It's going to put you back in touch with people that should be in your life. Like it's going to reconnect you with the most precious people in your life, my gorgeous Virgolini. This is also so important. It's like you're coming home to yourself. Your spirit is coming home to yourself. This is going to kind of help you to reconnect with the best people in your life, but it's also going to bring you so much closer. And it's to do with the people in your life, people who mean to you so much, people who you love, you know, let alone from the fact that this vision, you know, that you will understand slowly but surely, you will know exactly what do you want to do here. This is going to, like, on one hand, simplify your life so much in the best possible way. Because you are coming out of some kind of restriction, self-imposed restriction. I know this sounds really horrible, but you will realize at this stage that all this was kind of like really up to you and down to you. But you must not blame yourself that something took way too long or anything like that. No, baby, no. You needed to learn something. You needed to learn. There is something very specific that you've learned about yourself over the last 13 months. Over the last 13 months, there is something very specific that you learned about yourself. And it's to do with your uniqueness, it's to do with your passion, and it's to do with so much that you kind of like recognize a very strong connection towards something. So this is what's going to become kind of obvious at this stage as well, you know. But on another hand, this vision, it's also that you are going to have, that I must not forget to say, it's so important, this vision is going to make some kind of dream come true. I mean, I'm not being funny, but look at this. This vision, it's going to make some kind of a dream come true, okay? Like, oh my God. Like, you need to go for it whatsoever. This is so important. And at the same time, you will be able to recognize that this is like kind of healing you just thinking about it. This is going to give you like a mental strength. This is going to give you so much courage just you thinking about it. You know, it's going to like kind of make you aware of like some kind of a very interesting idea as well. You're going to have a very interesting new idea how you're going to start this process and progress. But let me tell you, you need to have a strategy, and at the same time you need to kind of pay attention to the actual strong communication as well. It's like about you communicating and expressing yourself at this stage of your life. This is very important, not to keep anything in, and by keeping things in, you're still holding yourself down, because it's very important for you to understand when you feel like you want to make a very strong and powerful declaration. Don't hold yourself down. You need to do this declaration. So there is going to be also like, oh, I need to make this declaration. You will know exactly what I mean, and you need to go for it. You need to make this declaration. You know why? I know that this is going to sound crazy, my gorgeous Virgolini. Listen to me. Everything is connected. Everything in this world, everything in this life is connected. If you keep on being negative, everything is going to be negative. You're just going to keep on bringing like a really negative people and negative situations in your life. If you're positive, if you're optimistic, if you live your life by following your passion, nothing is going to stop you. Nothing is going to affect you. Because while you're following your passion, that's exactly what you should be doing. While you're following your passion, you are doing the right thing when it comes to your spiritual journey, your soul purpose, and at the same time, you are protected. You're protected in such a sacred way. You're healing yourself by doing this. And no kind of devilish vibe or energy, very devilish energy from the outside can't do absolutely nothing to you. And the more you follow your passion, the more powerful you become. Just remember this, my gorgeous Virgolini. So it's all about, and also, sorry, when you feel like you want to make a really strong declaration, do not hold anything in. Do not hold yourself back. Why? Because as soon as you make that declaration, sorry, there was something on my mind. It's going to take an additional like about 4 months. The next 4 months are going to be so busy and so mental in the best possible way. This is why I stopped, because it just came to me. But as soon as you make that declaration, there is something going to change. So when I said that you're going to need to make declaration, whether you're going to feel, I'm going to say this to John, I'm going to say this to Jane, I'm going to say this to Eva, I'm going to say to this Maria, I'm going to say this to Mark, I'm going to say this to Tom, I'm going to say this to Robert, I'm going to say this to James, I'm going to say this to John, I'm going to say this to Martin. I can go on forever. You know, it could be anybody that you're going to feel like you want to like say this to someone, like declaration, but it's going to involve someone else. So you just need to do this. no matter who this is important. Why? Because at that moment in time, the process of manifestation is going to start, but you don't understand this. Like, what do I mean? It's like literally the process of manifestation is going to start. You're probably making one of the most powerful intentions of your life without even realizing, by doing just that. So the process of manifestation is starting, and when you're going to be able to see an absolutely huge, mind-blowing outcome, it's going to be in exactly 11 months after this moment in time. In 11 months after this moment in time, exactly, your life is going to be different. It's going to change completely in the best possible way. Wherever you think that your life is going to be, like if you think right now, it's going to be completely different in the best possible way. So you just have to go with this flow and understanding that this is going to bring this is a wise choice indeed, but it's at the same time going to bring a really great victory into your life, achievement into your life, success into your life, a recognition into your life. There is so much that you're going to recognize about yourself just by doing this, and there is so much that you're going to realize about life. You know, the things that were scaring you for so long are going to be like, oh yeah baby, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Important. So by the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, you are really kind of going to have a very unusual situation. I can see you being like a little bit sad. I can see you being a little bit negative, and I can see you being a little bit down, because you're going to find out something about someone, and you're going to realize that this person is like rather dishonest, and you're going to become aware of someone like kind of saying something to you, but it wasn't the truth, you know, a truth. It was dishonest. So you're going to become aware of someone who was a little bit dishonest with you, and this is going to really kind of throw you out of balance a little bit, and it's going to make you worried. But then at the same time, you are going to have like a little bit of a, like almost as if like you're going to need to kind of chill out now and relax a little bit and take just a little bit of break and recharge after this moment in time. You must not do anything like, oh my God, like spontaneously here. No baby, no. This is the type of situation that you do not do spontaneous things, please. It's very important. So as soon as you find out about someone, some kind of the truth, you know, that is going to like kind of throw you out of balance, because this little bastard here was like lying something to you, this person here. So this is going to like kind of make you worried, but you will feel like you want to go there and say something. No baby, no. It's very important for you to understand, to take this is a sign that you need to take just a little bit of break and recharge. This is important, because if you go and talk after that moment in time, as soon as you find out this, no baby, no, you would absolutely slow yourself down, because you would like literally go like 5 steps backwards. We don't go backwards, we go forward, you know what I mean? You know, occasionally to the left, occasionally to the right, but you know, but backwards, no, definitely up, you know, from, this is where we go. This is what you should be doing. So what you need to remember is that as soon as you become aware of this, you know, take a little break and recharge, and you are really going, something is going to happen. You're mentally going to kind of prepare yourself for something, especially when it comes to like a contemplation, because this is all going to lead towards an interesting contemplation that you will have, but the contemplation that you will have after you take a little break and recharge, after you mentally prepare. And you will see when it comes to that contemplation, after that moment in time, what you're going to decide to do, it's like it would be completely different to what you would do if you went to speak to that person straight away. Absolutely no point and no need whatsoever. Just move on with your life nicely, slowly, but surely, and you know, like basically have a little break, a recharge, and you will see that your response to the actual contemplation after all that you're going to have with yourself, it's going to be completely different indeed, because you are really going to be facing some kind of like aspect of your life that is very personal to you, very private to you, but you will understand that it's like some kind of new project that you need to take on. But this new project, this is like completely personal, on a completely personal level. And then you're going to be thinking, oh God, you know, I just can't be bothered and things like that. No baby, no, you should just literally go for it, because that personal project that you're going to be focusing and talking and thinking about, it's actually going to make you really, really happy. You see this again. one of these mind-blowing little cards you have here. So that project that you will be thinking about when it comes to that contemplation, it's something that you should most importantly do. But there are going to be elements of you like, oh my God, feeling a little bit negative, or like kind of like a contemplating, oh, I don't know, it's like too much and this and that. No, baby, no, this is something that you should do. And also, by the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, you know what you need to understand, that you're going to be working on something, you're going to feel extremely creative, and you're going to decide to use this creativity towards something that you really love doing. Of course, maybe you're a painter, you like painting, maybe you like drawing, you know, maybe you're going to draw something, maybe you're going to be cleaning your home, you know what I mean? Maybe you're going to be smudging your house with a dry sage, which I do it all the time, you know what I mean? It really depends what you do when you're creative, you know? So you are going to feel extremely creative, and I know that there is something that you're going to be doing and working on, and you're really going to be enjoying yourself. So let's say that you're like kind of maybe painting a picture, and you're painting a picture, you're really like enjoying this, you're like completely somewhere else, you're like painting a gorgeous little tree, for example, and you're enjoying yourself, you're all in this vibration and energy, and then some kind of like really weird, bizarre idea is gonna come to you. And this weird, bizarre idea that is actually going to come to you, you need to understand that this particular idea, there is like this in itself, it's like gonna be more about how you can transform a certain goal to become a reality. But what is going to be different is how confident you're going to feel, and you're not going to be able to explain this. If this idea came to you just like about a few weeks ago, you would be like, no baby, no, this is crazy, it's not going to happen, what are you talking about? But now suddenly this creative energy is also going to make you ridiculously intuitive, because when we feel very, very creative, we become ridiculously powerful when it comes to our intuition, when it comes to our internal guidance. So there are a lot of signals that we get in terms of what we should do, what we shouldn't do, in terms of the actual ideas. And although sometimes the ideas may seem like completely mental, this is going to be brilliant. So you will know some kind of idea that you're going to feel so confident, you know, and you're not going to be able to understand where this is coming from, but you should go for it. This is going to be rather psychic week. And this idea that you're going to have, it's all about you turning a certain goal into reality, something very specific, how you will want to turn this into reality. But you are really going to be so confident about your power, and you're not going to be able to understand where this is coming from. And this is your sign that this is going to not only manifest, but it's also going to bring like such an amazing happiness into your life. I mean, at around April 2023, for example, you see what I mean, how this reading is going like into all sorts of direction when it comes to the actual time. But in April 2023, you are gonna feel so happy. You are gonna have a reason to like have some kind of a massive giant party because of this, my gorgeous Virgolini, indeed. So let me just tell you how powerful this is gonna be. So this is something that you should do, and even more so, not only that you're gonna become so confident about your power, so courageous about your power, but at the same time you're gonna realize that actually you've got everything you need to do. And this is again going to come to you completely intuitively, and you becoming aware of the fact that you've got everything you need to have now in order to kind of take this on. You know, this is also going to be part of one of the biggest conclusions of your life, because after that moment in time, every single thing is going to start falling into places. Like, oh my God, everything is going to start making sense. Like everything literally is going to start making sense that didn't make sense so far. Why you were doing certain things and why you did certain things for such a long time, but you felt so unhappy sometimes. You know, there is your answer, my gorgeous Virgolini. Oh, it's all going to become absolutely obvious indeed. So now, my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be oracle card of the week. So I'm not checking my time, it's just okay. So now I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards, my gorgeous Virgolini, and I'm just going to see what your oracle card of the week is going to be. What your oracle card going to be. my gorgeous Virgolini, and this is the reading in between the 12th and the 18th of December 2022, and your oracle card is be without malice. Like, my goodness, no baby, no. Be without malice. What this means is that someone is going to be challenging you. Someone is going to challenge you this week. There is one specific person that is going to challenge you. You see this little witch here? Some particular person is actually going to challenge you this week. And my goodness, there is someone that is going through something absolutely crazy in your life. This person is very connected to you. This person is really important to you. This person means to you so much. Whether this is a family member or a great friend, you know, it depends, you know, but this person means to you quite a lot, and they are going through something very dark and very negative. They're struggling with something, but you don't know this. But this week, how you're going to find out, and what you're going to find out is that person is going to act in a very, very strange way. They're going to act really abrupt and very stroppy with you. When they act like this, you will feel like, oh, don't speak to me like that. What's wrong with you? You're going to feel like you want to have a row with that person. But no, baby, no. It is very important for you to understand that that person is going through something very difficult, very negative, very sad, and perhaps there are some kind of like substances involved, you know what I mean? It makes everything kind of even more worse in this person's life. But this person is going through something very, very personal, ridiculously difficult, okay? So this person started maybe to use like a little bit of substances and things like that to make their life a little bit more kind of easier. You know, I'm not defending anything, but I'm just trying to help you to understand through this person's eyes what's happening. And so that person still didn't tell you that something is going on, something really negative. So please just try to like kind of like, when you become aware of this person, that person is going to do something to you or say something to you like really stroppy, or they will shout, or they will act completely out of character. They will offend you, like kind of, but you need to understand that it's not personal. It is not personal. Okay, so that person needs your help. It's like a cry for help. So don't take it personal. Don't get offended when they say something to you. You just need to understand that this is not them being themselves. They're going through something very difficult. So this is what it really means, not to kind of bite back or not to argue back. Ignore the lower vibration. Just go higher, as high as you possibly can. And that in itself means that if you can just do anything in order to not to kind of upset this person, that's how you're gonna help them. But this is more of your sign that that person is really kind of needs your help, and you are gonna find out what's going on in that person's life, and you know what, that you're actually the only person who can help this person. Okay, no pressure, but you're the only person who can actually help this person, and this is going to get back to you 10 million times, my gorgeous Virgolini. It's just something that I need you to prepare yourself for, and also to act accordingly. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. I love you. Bye.